Hey, beautiful souls, good to be with you. And I just wanted to do a short resume, I guess, on the Aubrey Marcus podcast and the responses that have come out. And I speak, and I wanted to speak as an elder. I've been in this world of consciousness raising, self-development, spirituality, whatever you want to call that, for over 40 years. And I've listened to the podcast twice, and I've listened to the reactions, the responses that have come. Some fantastic people out there, I have to say. And for quite a while, I've been feeling really that the New Age is not a new concept, but is certainly followed by now by a certain demographic and age group, and has been infiltrated by different concepts and wokeism and political correctness in such a way that it seems people are not using their minds. Now, I work in something I call the art of the heart. I work within the quantum vortex and the embodiment of the soul, and certainly the soul, the voice of the soul, is found in a whole body knowing, and it's found within the heart space. What this means is that it's found in the heart space, and it doesn't mean you have to stop using your head or your whole body knowing. It's really important to feel into the energetic, and not because it's serving your agenda and your particular biases, but rather because it's a truth that is coming through and your body is giving you the message. If something doesn't feel right, it's because it's not right. Now, why am I saying this? It's because Aubrey Marcus and Vi, his wife, are a very huge part of the medicine ceremony community, the New Age community, and they work as high profile gurus, if you like, and role models for those who want to follow that path. Right, wrong, there's no judgment upon that as long as it is done with discernment and true integration. And they preach and they sell courses on divine union. Nothing wrong with that either. That's a wonderful thing. If you're actually walking your talk and you're living what you are speaking, and if you're not living it, at least be in authenticity and integrity and say, I'm off course at the moment. Instead, what has happened is that they've been off course for quite a while without being transparent to their community. They've been misleading people. And this podcast has been a fantastic podcast, I have to say, because hallelujah, as they were liking to talk, hallelujah, it has brought out the shadow side of what is going on behind the scenes in this false light community. Okay. And it's serving as a fantastic example of what not to be doing. It's serving as a fantastic example of stop with your biases and at least look and feel into what has been told to you now, right? And what the energetic is that I felt and I read with that, and I work in many dimensions beyond the fifth dimension, as many others do. What has come from that is reading what is coming in the feeling, in the field from these people and within these people. And these are not bad people. They're pretty narcissistic, um, damaged people, but then who isn't to an extent. But if you're a leader of, please be honest with where you're coming from. It's time to stop abusing the medicine. The medicine is not an escapism, which is what it's been used as. If you're going to hear the voice of God or Isis, you can hear the voice of God or Isis without the medicine. And even then, you need to question it. Okay? Just because it gives you a buzz and it's telling you what you want to hear does not mean that it's the truth. Okay? And it's time to start to check in with your own knowing, with your own soul. With your own soul. We're here to embody soul, to bring that infinite being of who we are into this embodiment. What I found and what was coming through was really disturbing. The energetic of grooming, the energetic of coercion, and all of this being put out there for you to hear and for you to feel sympathy for, compassion, empathy, whatever it is you want to feel it, great, but still don't lose your mind. You know, the ego is necessary, discernment is necessary. The inflated ego, the demonic ego, the damaged ego is really needing to be exposed, and something needs to be done about it. You know, bring up the shadow and get on the path of healing, so to speak, and alignment. But please realize that if you follow these people and if you are buying their courses and following what they themselves are not following, they are not putting you in a safe container. And I'm speaking their language here, a safe container. You are not in a safe container. You are being misled. You are being gaslighted. That whole interview was a gaslighting, not only of Vi and a grooming of the other woman who was there, Elanya, or whatever her name is. It's a gaslighting of their followers. There's a lot of false light in the movement, and I've watched it over the decades changing, and I've watched the infiltration of the shadow forces coming into the movement, and the shadow forces turning the new age into some kind of religious doctrine, and you all being indoctrinated with it. This is not freedom, this is not sovereignty, this is not choice. And so it's time to choose your freedom and your sovereignty by actually truly listening to what happened in your body when you listened to, if you listened to that particular podcast, if you've been following any of the teachings that have been given to you. And I'm not saying all the teachings are wrong. There's always truth in the dark light and the false light. Always truth, or you just wouldn't listen to it in the first place. But it's time to be discerning, and it's time also for the elders to stand up now and share their wisdom, share their experience, share their knowing, and share the distortions that have been put out there. Because at the moment, we are living in a realm where leadership is required, but first and foremost, leadership of the self. And leaders really need to serve the people, not themselves. What is coming out regarding Aubrey, his therapist, who, please check out his background, my darlings. He's quite twisted and has his own agenda in how he's manipulating Aubrey and stroking his ego and giving him the answers Aubrey wants to hear. That's not therapy, darling. That's called ass licking. So choose discernment, feel into this, realize there's a lot of false light there. Medicine is not the answer. It can be a path in If you're doing the proper integration, if you're really looking into the shadow, you're exposing this, and you are then embodying more of your soul presence. It is not there as a distraction or to bypass your actual feelings. If you cannot get to the core of something on your own or with a trusted other, and you have to have the medicine to get to the core of it, there is a problem there, my darling. Okay, that's what I want to say. And these people have brought out the shadow in a spectacular way. And perhaps they have served a great purpose in doing this, because now the shadow is coming up to be revealed on a global level as well as a personal level. And that's not just in politics, in Hollywood, in the health services and everything else. This is also within the New Age community. The New Age is not new, it's really, really ancient. And you, if you're on this path, so to speak, are also called to bring in your ancient knowing. And so please do so, and please practice that. Okay, that's all I have to say on that at the moment, because I'm going to be doing a response podcast around this on Brave TV with Matreya Chempaka on Soul Shifts on Tuesday, where we will be taking a bit more of a deep dive on this as wisdom keepers, as elders who have your best interests at heart, really, and who are determined, both of us, along with many other elders, to expose the truth without coercion, without persuasion, without lies and gaslighting. Okay, so lots of love to you all. I hope you take note of what's been said here and what we will be speaking about on Tuesday if you choose to listen. And discernment. Do not lose your ego. Do not lose your head. You need a healthy ego. You need your boundaries. What was shown on that podcast in that gathering of the four is that when boundaries are totally lost, you also lose yourself. And when you lose yourself, the choices you make are not choice, not really. Okay. Lots of love to you. Au revoir.